This is going to be a good one tonight. The Ladder is the name of the new Yes CD. It marks the 30th anniversary of their first album, and Rockline is honored to welcome all members of Yes tonight from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Let's say hello to John Anderson. Hi, John.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. And here's Stevie, Mr. Steve Howell. Welcome to Rockline.
How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing great. And a full-fledged member now, Igor Koroshev. Igor.
Hello.
Well, last time it was either Igor or Ego. Or Igor the last time on Rockline, so now we'll make it Ego. So welcome to Rockline. Nice to have you here again. And nice to have you as a full-fledged member of Yes, to see your name on the credits with the rest of the band there. So, and also Billy Sherwood, welcome to Rockline.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Chris Squire, welcome back again.
Hello.
And the drummer in the band, Mr. Alan White. Alan, welcome back to Rockline.
How you doing?
You guys have done the show so many times, I feel like I'm the guest and you guys are the host. I'm just popping by for a quick chat.
We feel like the special guest on Letterman, you know, that was always amusing, so you have us back.
There you go, that's it. Now,
it was confusing.
I want somebody to tell us about the CD title, The Ladder, and where it came from, the story behind that.
Here's Johnny.
There's Johnny.
Well, it stems from Yoko, I think. But
No, we were just doing the song, and they always asked me, what's the title of this song? And I said, I don't know, The Ladder. Let's call it The Ladder. And that's how it sort of started. But Alan came up with this story. Tell him, Alan.
Well,
Go on.
so ladder to the future. But you climb the ladder, and Yoko had this thing on the ceiling.
And it said
yes.
See, there you go.
That's true. It was a piece of interactive art, and you had to climb a ladder to get up there. And I believe there was a magnifying glass, and John Lennon went up those steps and looked, and it said the word yes. And are you guys aware of the other part of the story, Alan? Because I know you worked with John Lennon.
He fell down?
No. He was quoted later as saying if it had said no, he wouldn't have asked to meet Yoko.
Well, No, it wasn't that case, actually. But
then tell us what the case was.
Come on, Alan.
Alan.
Step up to the plate here, Alan. Knock one out of the park.
It's too deep. It's too deep.
This is like Jerry Springer confessional here. What's the deal?
No,
just remember, I get the final word.
It's actually
Past
good.
guest
because they had a great relationship, and that's the whole art thing behind it and stuff like that. But I really think that she had a meaning behind that, and I think, in fact, I've done a couple of interviews recently where they think the name of the band came from Yellow Submarine, so it's all Beatles kind of stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I really think that.
Alan, what you don't know about this story is that after John Lennon went up the ladder, John Anson came in. He went up the same ladder. He went, "Oh, that's a good name for a band."
That's the truth. That's the truth.
No, it's actually, I think it was Peter Banks that came up with the idea.
Oh, man. Not much truth around here tonight, is there, huh?
No, we're not giving anything away.
Now, what about this personal computer game, the PC game called Homeworld? Tell us a little bit about that. Who created it? When is it out? Basic information.
It's a game that is on the company's called Sierra, and they've put out this game Homeworld, which is a space kind of combat simulator space kind of thing. And we met with the people, and one of our songs fit pretty good with the images that we were looking at. They got excited about working with us and vice versa, and so we just kind of ended up joining paths just out of fate, I guess. And it's worked out quite well. It really looks good with the pictures that you see, and it's good to have Yes in a video game and cutting-edge kind of technology. And, I think you reach a broader audience when you can kind of figure out another way to get it out there. So it's been a really good thing.
And you can plop The Ladder by Yes into your CD-ROM and get a little preview of this game. So you can kind of check it out there and get a taste of it. Speaking of that, let's get a taste of the song Homeworld from the album The Ladder by Yes on Rockline. Welcome back to Rockline and Bob Coburn and Evening with Yes. I love having Yes on Rockline. We always get so many good calls. It's always fun to talk with the guys in the band. Barry is in the Los Angeles area, and she wants to talk with Yes. Welcome to Rockline, Barry.
Hi. Thanks.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Hi there.
What's more important, your family life or your music career?
Family.
You got to go across the room with that one.
Family.
Everybody ID themselves and answer this one, please.
John, that's John. I'm John. Hi, Jane.
I'm Steve, and I'm family.
Hi, darling.
Too. I'm family. We're family.
I guess family is a given, you know, but music is part of the soul, and you got to have, you know, what you do. So I'd have to say both, but family being first. Only, you know,
because your wife's listening.
Yeah, because your wife's listening.
Well, no, she is listening. She knows I love her to death. Well, you know, music is in your soul, so you have both. You know, you find a way, you make it both work. It becomes part of your family, being a musician.
That's what I was going to get to. They're really inseparable when you come down to it.
They are. It's hard to say which one's, you know.
One does.
This is Alan. I think probably they're both the juxtaposition. You know, it's like with each other. You know, family is
family. Thank you very much.
My microphone.
You were drifting off the mic.
Yes, a typical evening with Yes on Rockline. We're going to go to one of our newer affiliates in Seattle, Washington, and we welcome Eric to Rockline. Eric, you're on the show with Yes, man.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
We're good. We're good.
Very good.
Great. Well, I just was wondering how much other forms of music, and such as classical music and jazz, and even stuff such as lyric-wise English literature of yesteryear, how much that has influenced your music.
Chris, over to you.
Over to you, Chris.
You know, I really didn't hear the question.
That's why I said over to you.
Yeah, you could tell he wasn't listening, right?
Well, in the early days of Yes, for me, very much Stravinsky was sort of musical eye-opener, the idea that some guy could write such amazingly wild-type music. And we actually used one of his pieces to open up the show. We used the Firebird Suite, sort of the end of a piece of his music. So we were very influenced by that, and I think many different forms of music at that time, at the beginning, early days of Yes. We were very interested in modern jazz. Bill Bruford brought a lot of that into the idea of the band, and even the music of the great composer, conductor, what's his name? He did Lenny.
Mr. Bernstein, yes.
I'm sure they called him
Bernstein, yes.
Good old Lenny.
And you were doing a little bit of America from West Side Story, yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, Stravinsky would be Ego Stravinsky that she would be referring to, right?
Ego Stravinsky.
Yeah, Ego Stravinsky, yes. Eric, thank you very much. We'll move to the Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida area to speak with Nick. Hi, Nick, you're on.
Happy anniversary, guys.
30 years, 30 big ones.
Hey, listen, I'm wondering how the shows are going to differ, if at all, between the theater dates and the nightclub shows on this tour.
And the cabaret slots. We're going to do a couple of discos on the way as well. But Chris knows all about the shows. He's the
we're going to do a lot of cabaret songs. We all went to Vegas last week. We studied a lot of the acts, and I think we've got it down. But we might suddenly slip back into being ourselves. But come and see it anyway. It's going to be an interesting show.
Well, we were going to play the Yes version of the song Feelings, but we'll play Roundabout for you instead from the Fragile album on Rockline on the AM/FM network. The Yes addendum to the song Roundabout from the Fragile album. There we go.
What time is it?
It's a Rockline exclusive.
It's
time to talk to Lizzie in Philadelphia. That's what time it is. Lizzie, you're on Rockline with Yes.
Yes, greetings from Philly, Yes Town, USA. We miss you, guys.
Yeah.
We miss you. You've been all around the world, guys. Where's your favorite places besides home? Where do you love the most?
Besides Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia? I like Philadelphia.
Amsterdam's good.
I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Yeah, W.C. Fields, I believe. Yeah. Yes.
No, we've been doing a lot of touring, great new cities we've been to, and
Argentina,
Peru,
Paris,
Venezuela. You know, we've been to some great places, and don't ram the mic down my throat right now. But yeah,
Myrtle Beach.
We love the whole world.
Myrtle Beach.
Now, Amsterdam sounded pretty darn good to me, but
thank you. That's a winner.
There you go. It's pretty hard to beat Amsterdam. Lizzie, thanks for being on. We'll take a brief time out. We got a lot going on tonight. We have more new music coming up from the brand new album, The Ladders, some old favorites, and your calls too, toll free at 1-800-344-ROCK. An evening with Yes on Rockline. We're back with Yes. I'm Bob Coburn, and I want to let you know that next week Dennis DeYoung will be on Rockline. And remember, you can now email your questions to Dennis DeYoung for next week at rockline@aol.com, rockline@aol.com. We have an email question for Yes, and it actually goes to Mr. Alan White. And the question is from the Rockline at AOL site. After you left the Plastic Ono band and joined Yes, John Lennon released the single Mind Games, which seemed to include lyrics pulled from titles of the debut album you did with Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. If you kept in touch with John, can you tell us, was he a Yes fan?
Boy, yes, he was a Yes fan, actually. He liked the band a lot. But I think that's a reversal situation because I don't think there was any connection there at all. No, I mean, not speaking from I knew him really well, okay, but I don't think that was the inspiration. No.
And the second part of the question, did he enjoy listening to TFTO, Tales from Topographic, and are there any great Yes/Lennon stories that you recall?
Boy, yeah,
on the spot.
Well, there's the one about the ladder.
Well, we can go back to the ladder. No, there's many of that. How about him calling me up and asking me to join the Plastic Ono band? And I put the phone down on him because I thought it was a friend of mine impersonating him. And he came and said the next day, he said, sorry about that guy. And he was just a wonderful guy, you know. I mean, the whole universe seemed to kind of revolve around him. Whenever you were in a room with those people, or any of the Beatles, it was like a whole other world. And he just emanate creativity the whole time. A beautiful person.
So you put the phone down on John Lennon. You really didn't think it was him. You put the phone down on him.
Yes, I did.
That is.
I thought it was a friend of mine playing a joke on me.
Alan White gives John Lennon the long distance runaround. Long distance runaround by Yes on Rockline. And Bob Coburn. We have the whole band with us tonight. We have John and Steve and Igor and Billy and Chris and Alan. And we have a question from Chris, who is in Atlanta listening on the internet, as a matter of fact. Hi, Chris. Welcome to Rockline.
Hi. Hey, guys. How are you? Hi. First thing, I just want to say really quickly, I'm 17 years old. I'm a huge Yes fan. I've been listening to you guys since I was 5 years old, so you've been like a big inspiration for me.
Great.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
cool.
Power to you. And my question is, this is mostly towards Steve. Are you ever going to plan to release your music, especially for maybe like Guitar Tab or for guitar, in music sheets so other musicians can learn it?
Yeah, okay. Hi there. Yeah, I did it sometime in the 70s, and I'm going to expand the book that I did then into about 12 pieces and re-release it, hopefully. But also that I do have, or supposed to be having out this year, a CD-ROM called Steve Howe Interactive, and that's going to cover some Yes tunes and also some of my own compositions. So check that out on the site. It's it's up there somewhere, and it's supposed to be coming out quite soon.
There you go. And let's go back to Chris briefly. Are you listening to the San Diego affiliate KGB on the internet, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just want to give them a shout out and a credit there. Thanks for listening to Rockline. Let's talk with Mitch.
Cheers.
Mitch is in St. Louis, and Mitch is on Rockline with Yes. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I know you've been to St. Louis many times, but it's not on the tour list, I noticed this time around.
Not every city can be, it's a shame, but...
But I know that the band is such on the leading edge for all these years and so innovative. What I don't understand is why Yes isn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and does this matter to the band, or is it important to you?
Yeah, you know what? One of the problems we have with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is that the three main guys who choose who's going to be on there are the guy from Rolling Stone, Jan, I don't know his second name.
Jan Winter.
Jan Winter, exactly. And Seymour Stein, who's a very well-known lawyer type of management person, very well respected. And, of course, Ahmet Erdogan from Atlantic Records, who signed us. So, to an extent, it's maybe a little bit embarrassing for Ahmet to always be promoting his own acts to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, many of whom he signed, which he did justifiably. A lot of the greatest acts, Crosby, Stills and Nash and Zeppelin and many of the old black artists too, like Wilson Pickett and people like that. So I guess he shies away a little bit from wanting to put Yes up front because he's a little embarrassed about it. But maybe one day something might happen.
Now, Black Sabbath has asked that their name be taken off the ballot this year, and their reasoning is they think the fans should be able to vote. There are 1,000 industry insiders that vote for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they feel the fans should be the ones.
Yeah, it's very political.
We're at the Hard Rock Hall of Fame.
At the Hard Rock Hall of Fame, that's right. And then a couple of Hall of Fame shows with you at the Hard Rock, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Mitch, thanks for being on, and hopefully the itinerary will extend and they will head to the St. Louis area, and we certainly hope so.
We'll get there next year.
We'll get there next year. I think next summer we're going to do all the places we're not doing before Christmas. Yeah.
Try and do a festival, festival sort of thing, where people will come for the day and enjoy 2 or 3 other bands with Yes, of course. And that's the kind of thing we're looking forward to doing next summer.
Well, next year seemed so far away, and it's the middle of October. I mean, it's going to be here before we know it. I mean, new millennium, here we come. Mitch, thanks for being on once again. Let's play some music by Yes from the Yes album, I've Seen All Good People. I've Seen All Good People, Yes, on Rockline from the Yes album, which was the 3rd release by the band. We head to the Philly area to talk with John again. John, you're on Rockline with Yes.
Oh, hi there, guys.
Hey.
Hi. Before I get to my 2 questions, let me quickly say I saw you guys at the Tower Theater in 1997, and that was just an awesome show with you guys. Just tremendous.
Oh.
Okay, my 2 questions. On this current album, you used producer Bruce Fairbairn, who's produced a lot of other famous people's albums and who died recently. And I wanted to ask, what was it like working with him?
Oh, it was excellent, really excellent.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time. He was it became like a 7th member of the band. He was like a real good teacher, kind of friend, and he really liked Yes music, which really helped. And we're definitely going to miss him because we were already planning to work together on the next project, and it was just one of those very unfortunate things that he passed away. But he loved what we were doing, and he was mixing. About halfway through the mixing is when he went. But Chris,
Yeah, no, it was very sad. We had a great time with Bruce. He did bring a structure of discipline to us, which was good for us because we're all producers in our own right. So it was good to have someone to crack the whip, and give us a little bit of aggravation sometimes, and we all enjoyed that, and it made us feel like a real good unit together. And the album portrays a lot of that feeling, a lot of the joy we experienced.
Oh yes, and I'm certainly used to hearing the word yes and discipline in the same sentence. Now that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of the band Yes.
Absolutely,
is discipline. Yes. The last album he did, he worked with Aerosmith. He worked with so many people. Really a legendary figure. I never heard what he passed away from. Do you guys know what claimed his life?
Nobody really knows, and it was one of those things that it was a very private, personal thing. So no one was really inquiring either. But it just seemed, very strange and out of the blue. Who knows?
Well, it's a shame to have him gone, and I love the dedication that you gave him on the ladder, and he's certainly deserving of that. And we wish the best to his family and his friends who are left behind. We'll be back in just a moment. Got an idea. All right, we're back. I'm Bob Coburn with Yes on Rockline. Can you remember the year these events occurred? Jagger and Richards signed at 3 o'clock in the morning for $28 million for 4 Stones albums. Pat Benatar won Best Female Rock Vocal for Shadows of the Night at the 25th Grammys. And It Can Happen was all over the radio. Was it 1983, 1984, or 1985? Igor, can you give us the answer? What year was it?
Oh, God. Here he comes.
Igor.
You're going to put Igor in the spot here.
What was it?
Say 1984.
He has no headphones on, unfortunately.
No, he doesn't have headphones on.
84.
Oh, that's not going to work.
84. I've been trying to get him headphones.
83.
Apparently there's
83,
only
he
6
says.
sockets. But
Okay, let's get a consensus here. I mean, how many people say 83 and how many say 84?
I say 84.
You say 84.
84.
84.
It was released in
84 and a
83,
half.
but It Can Happen was all over the radio in 84.
Yeah, but those other events, you got to take those in, and you got to go back. 83 is the correct answer. There you go. 1983, correct. So,
What do we know?
yeah. Well, you were only in the band. What would you know about it? You know.
We didn't make the video till 84, but good. It was on the radio. Okay.
There you go. It was
free play.
It was because
Keith and Mick signed the deal, mate.
Honey.
Come on.
How about if we play something new, you guys, from the ladder? Would you like that?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand this is going to be the second single, Lightning Strikes. Is that correct?
No, it's just
you like.
the first single.
It's just a record that
First, second, or third, either.
third, we don't care. It's a
will be-
lot of fun. It was a fun song.
It will be either the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth single. So here's Lightning Strikes by Yes for you on Rockline. I'm glad we narrowed that down. Lightning Strikes by Yes from the album The Ladder. As somebody whistles away there, I assume that's John whistling away in the background.
I'm miming
You're miming. Oh, okay.
to my whistle.
I should have known that. Not being able to see the band. They're in Myrtle Beach. I'm in Hollywood. Gary's in Houston, Texas, and you're on Rockline, Gary.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm looking real forward to seeing your show here in a couple weeks. It's going to be great. How y'all doing?
Good.
Very good.
Very good.
Hey.
I got a question. I'm a salesman. What's the difference between, like, marketing, promoting, charting, getting airplay, say, an album in the 70s, like the Yes album or Fragile, as compared to that of 1999? You got The Ladder out. And what's the major differences? What would be the hardest things maybe now as compared to then?
About $300,000 to get your record played.
Now, you guys did use the internet to help propel the sales of The Ladder, and it worked out to your benefit.
That's one of the good things that's happening these days. Is the internet enables people to listen to music on a different level, getting to be able to hear music without having to go to the record store and just listening to so much musical energy that's out there. And I think that's one of the great things of the modern times. But it's so different than it used to be in the 70s, trying to get interest in the band's music, getting it out there, because we're just so used to people saying, well, they're sort of a band, a product of the 70s, and they forget that we had hit records in the 80s, and they forget that we tour around the world. So radio at times sometimes forgets our music and thinks of us as a past sort of experience, when we all believe very much in our music, and we still think it's very current. And
well, when you hear a song like Lightning Strikes, there's no doubt that it's current. I mean, it sounds fresh, it sounds new, and definitely sounds like Yes.
Music is very positive.
I'm kind of curious, Gary. What do you sell?
I'm in the mortgage business. I do mortgages. If you want to buy a house in Houston, just give me a call.
Oh, okay. We'll get right on that, Gary. Yeah, thank you very much.
I was thinking of moving to Austin, but
he'll make the drive. Believe me. Thanks, Gary, for being on. We're head to the Hartford, New Haven, Connecticut area and speak with Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hi. How you all doing?
Good. Hey, Bob.
Good.
Bob.
Hey, listen, guys. My relationship with you as a fan goes back, 3 times 10 true summers long, back to the early 70s. And in that time, seen you third and second bill on multiple bill acts, and I was curious if you'd share with us your memories of the most mismatched double bills you've ever played.
Well, there's plenty of them.
There's plenty.
To go, the Kinks. That was a pretty weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Kinks were the top of the bill. Then there was us, and the opening act was Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Oh, now that's an unusual billing. John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra, and Yes.
That was beautiful.
Well, that
was great.
That was fantastic. We played Houston once.
That was amazing. Yeah.
We did play Houston, yeah.
Any others?
I think we've enjoyed playing with all the other acts we've ever played with, because we've learned a thing or two, especially from the Eagles when they toured with us.
Peter Frampton.
That was an eye-opener to me, let me tell you.
We did like 3 tours.
I got to know how an American band really worked on the road.
The original band was like Iron Butterfly. That was one of the first bands Yes toured with, and that was quite a buzz, wasn't it?
Now, I saw a show that you guys did at the Forum that was a really odd bill. The opening act was John Sebastian of the Love and Spoonful as a solo artist, and then you guys came on after that. So here he is sitting out there in a chair. Oh, you don't remember that?
It's true.
It's true. Yeah.
It was true.
Yeah, I was there, believe me.
Boy,
Yeah.
boy.
John Sebastian was...
I was there.
Well, we were there too, but maybe we weren't there.
Yes, I quite well understand what you're saying, as a matter of fact. Yeah. We're going to play a song right now. Thanks for being on with us, Bob. We're going to go back to 90125 for Owner of a Lonely Heart, a former #1 hit single for Yes. Going for the one, a little taste of that for you. It's Yes on Rockline tonight. I'm Bob Coburn, and we have the whole band with us this evening, and we have Bobby in Las Vegas. Welcome to Rockline, Bobby.
Hey, guys, and hi to my most favorite band in the world.
Hello.
Hey,
there you go.
Bobby.
You guys are going to be playing here on Halloween night at the House of Blues. I was just wondering if you guys are going to be dressing up in costume.
We always do. We do it every night.
What kind of costumes would you like us to do?
I don't know. I could pick something out, maybe.
Okay.
Well, Bobby, you live in Las Vegas. You've probably seen a lot of costumes living in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on a nightly basis.
Bossy, what do you do?
I'm a bartender at the Orleans.
Oh, man. Can somebody get Bobby's number before he rings up? I'd like to have Bobby's number, please.
I think we should all dress as great as possible. And
We should all dress as Elvis Presley.
there you go.
Or how about Siegfried and Roy?
How about Siegfried?
Yeah, how about? Yeah. Bobby, did you get...
Tigers.
Did Bobby get his questions in? Yeah?
Bobby.
Bobby?
Yes.
Yes. Did you get everything answered that you wanted?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Billy.
Billy's from Vegas, yeah. I mean, he's going for the Vegas question here.
What's happening, man?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, how's it feel, going from Roxygen, playing at Skinny Dugan's, and to where you're at now?
That's funny. Actually, I never played at Skinny Dugan's. My brother played at Skinny Dugan's with his band, and I was the younger brother who wasn't allowed to be in the band. And while they played Close to the Edge and all these great Yes songs, I was the little guy who couldn't get into the room. So now it's turned around, and I know my brother's listening, and now I have to, I give him a ticket to come see the show,
What a magnanimous gesture on Billy's part.
So it's I never really played at those places, but it's a great experience to grow up listening to music that you really love and then getting to join it. It's very unique and a great experience.
Bobby, there you go. Thanks for being
on.
With
the money your brother's earning doing those TV commercials, he could buy 100 tickets.
That's
right?
very true.
And he wouldn't even notice the difference.
And you got to comp him. Yeah.
That's right.
Bobby, thanks for being on. And my last name is spelled Coburn, Coburn. You'll be hearing from me, okay? I want to play one of my favorite Yes songs just because this is such a great song. This is Starship Trooper. Talking with John Anderson about Yes and the fact that the band has a worldwide fan base and going to South America and having fans show up there, and a little taste of Starship Trooper for you. Thought you might enjoy that. Personal favorite. Let's talk to Becky, and Becky is in Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to Rockline, Becky. Here's Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
I just want you guys to know before I ask my question that you guys still get new fans. I've only been a fan for about a year, but I have like 9 of your albums, and you guys are just really awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you. We were just saying that we just toured South America, and you get very young people coming to the front of the stage singing every song. And it's just a remarkable feeling that you do have. I got a letter from this young girl who said that she's now, I think she was about 16 years old, and she has had Yes music in her house since she was born. And it's really amazing to think that way, and I'm glad you like our music.
Yeah, I really like it. My question is what do you feel is the most important thing you've learned through these past 30 years?
patience, and to survive. You know, like anything, you go through your ups and downs, and you realize you can never always be everything can never always be perfect. You have to enjoy the ups and downs of your experiences, and working with such fine musicians in the band, that's been a real... We've all grown so much over the years. I think we've all been married to each other for nearly 30 years. So these are the things that we've learned over that time. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's a growing period. You know, you grow through life and you grow through music, and you learn things every day. And I think this band has reached a standard where everything is really it's to such a standard. I think the band's playing as well as ever played.
Right.
Basically, and I think you'll find that it's kind of like a powerhouse. If you come to see the band live, you're going to love it.
A lot of fun.
It's true, Becky. I've watched the band for many years and been to so many shows, and they just continue to mature and grow and sound better and better and better. Becky, do you have a favorite Yes album out of the 9 that you have?
Oh, geez. I would have to say it'd be a tie between the Yes album and Fragile. Those two are just really awesome. I really like Starship Trooper a lot.
Have you been able to get the new album, The Ladder?
Oh, in fact, just now when I was just flipping through my stations, and all of a sudden I hear this song. I'm like, this sounds like Yes, but it sounds like a new song, and I keep listening to this. Yeah. All of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, they came with a new CD, so I'm just going to have to go find it and get it.
Well, go ahead, John.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, it's interesting, when we were making the album, we started to realize that it had the similar flavor of the Fragile period. And that's why I'm saying to Becky that as I'm sure you'll enjoy the new album. It's got that similar energy, and of course it's the same musicians virtually that are playing the music, and it's such a happy album. And I urge you to go and listen and maybe buy it. You'll enjoy it.
Well, I would urge anybody to get a copy who is a Yes fan or is not. You will be turned on and become a Yes fan. But for Becky, you're not going to have to go get one, because everybody who gets on the air with Yes tonight gets a copy of the ladder courtesy of Left Bank and Beyond Music. And we'll return with Yes in just a moment on Rockline. All right, welcome back to Rockline. It's Yes, and we just can't stop talking to each other. We've all known each other so long. We're just rapping away with each other during the breaks here. I want to find out about the DAP, the Digital Audio Postcard. Who can tell me about that?
That is actually something that Left Bank, our management, helped us get going, which is pretty cool. And what it is, it's kind of... the song is transmitted over the internet as a little digital postcard that you get in your email as a fan kind of thing. You click on it and you get a download through, I believe, Liquid Audio, and you get a great sounding version of one of the tracks, you know.
There you go. A DAP, a digital audio postcard for you. I want to thank everybody for listening in, for calling tonight. Yes has wonderful fans. It was great to hear from all of you this evening. If you didn't get on, I'm sure the band will be back. You'll have another shot. Also want to thank the wonderful Jen Bird and Gina Iorillo at Left Bank, Dave Dulesky, Teresa Miller, and Michael Parnell at the Fox in Myrtle Beach for taking care of the band tonight. Also Bob Quand with the band, and the guys at the Big Store, and of course to Alan and Chris and Billy and Igor and Steve and John. Always nice to have you. You're welcome anytime. It's been great to have you on tonight. And what a great CD, The Ladder. I recommend it highly for anybody out there.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
We love you guys too.
I'm BC, and I'll be seeing you.